So let's talk about Forza, or should I say Forza? Forza 5. The cars are gorgeous. I can't say it enough. Like, there's so many cars in this that I would love to own, especially the Audis. Like, I can't wait to get enough credits so I could buy one. Right now I'm using this is the first car I picked. It's the Genesis, Hyundai Genesis, which is alright. I chose silver. You can do custom patterns that they have already there for you to pick, but I just went with straight silver. And I can tell I need some improvements on the car because I'm getting smoked recently. Like, I think I need to upgrade the engine or something. But what can I say about the game? The graphics, I mean, as you can see, amazing. Pretty realistic, like especially when the sunlight's coming through the windshield. You'll kind of get blinded a little bit, just like real life. I mean, maybe because I have bad eyes, but the sun blinds me. It's hard for me to drive sometimes with the sun, but that's how I feel. Like, I feel it in the game. It's like, oh, that looks so real. It's so awesome. Whoa. Come on, Hyundai. We're supposed to be brothers. Brother cars here. You're freaking messing me up. They have what it's called, Drivatar? Yeah, so it kind of feels like you're racing real people, and I'm not sure how they did that, like if they actually recorded the movements of real people and then just put it into the game. That's what I'm assuming. But you can set the difficulty higher or lower. If you want the difficulty higher, you'll get more credits at the end of the race, which is pretty cool. So credits and points help you buy stuff for your car and upgrade your car and also buy better, newer cars. So I'm actually driving pretty well. I'm surprised. I thought I wasn't going to be able to with talking at the same time. But what else can I say about this game? It's fun. Like, I used to play simulators when I was younger. I used to drive. What am I talking about? I used to play racing games a lot when I was younger, but not so much as an adult. Besides like Mario Kart and things like that, I always just assumed, well, maybe I like Mario Kart better. Maybe that's my type of. I just like the kart racing and the imaginative racers. Oh man, I messed up. Not so much the real life. Man, I hella messed up. Okay, let me rewind this if I can. You can rewind. It won't go back enough. But the only problem with that is I think you get knocked off a point or something. Man, I am totally messed up. You bastards. What was I going to say? Yeah, so you do lose a point if you use the rewind feature, which is fair. Yeah, so it's kind of, I guess it is kind of hard to drive and talk at the same time. This is why you shouldn't eat when you're driving, or you shouldn't be putting on your makeup. Girls. Or talking on the phone. I see so many people talking on the phone sometimes. I just want to like call the cops on them. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so realistic game. Yeah, I always just assumed, yeah, that's not my type of game. I guess I just like the kart racers or freaking whatever, you know, but this is pretty damn fun. And the main reason why I chose this game at launch was because I wanted a game that me and my boyfriend could both play together and have fun with. And the first night, launch night, we were taking turns, and we were having a good time. And like every single match, we kept getting second. And that's what makes me believe like this Drivatar stuff is pretty legit, because that guy that kept getting first was good and we couldn't beat him. And then finally, it was my turn and I raced. It was my last race of the... Oh, shit. Shoot, sorry for cussing. It was my last race of the night because I got first. And I was like, okay, I'm good. We got first, we did it, we were all happy. But it was fun to play together, and I'm really glad that I bought this game. So, yeah, so that's all I really got to say about Forza before I spin out and make a fool of myself and drive all weird right there. I think I just noticed... Oh, wow. Okay, so those are people from my friends list right there. So does that mean... That is pretty sick. That means they've raced this course and now they are in the system. That is sick. If that's really how it works, that is awesome, because I just noticed, look, there's Dan D, number 6. That is my uncle, and we were playing this game on his console, and I wonder if this was the race we played. Huh. Or it's just humoring me and putting their names there to make me think it's them. No, it's gotta be. So that's pretty freaking awesome, you guys. That is an awesome thing. So this game, it deserved the scores it got. It really keeps my interest. It keeps me wanting to race and get further in the game. There's so many rewards to the game because you get the credits, you get new cars, you get new parts, you upgrade your cars. It's a great game. Killer Instinct. Alright, let's talk about Killer Instinct. I played a couple matches. I haven't played a whole lot of it, but I will say that it was very, very fun, and I am not big on fighters. I'm just not. I don't play a lot of fighters. I have not been into fighters since I was a kid, playing the original Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, back on the Super Nintendo. So, since then, I just always just assumed, I don't play fighters, I'm not into them that much. Let's see, let's start this game. Wait, what do I do here? Select. Close. Oh, here we go. Let's just do some local play. So we got Dojo, which I have not tried. I think that's where you can, learn the moves and test your skills, practice and all that. Well, this is practice as well. Let's see. Go through lessons to learn and test your skills. So I guess you go through lessons to learn and test your skills. Versus player versus computer. Difficulty noob. Yes. Of course, I have the free version, so I can only play as Jago. And only a couple. How come I'm not showing? Oh, there it is. Oh, but I can play against other guys as long as they're the computer. Let's play against Thunder. But yeah, I played, the first match was against my uncle, then the next match was against one of my friends, and I won the second match. So it was fun, and I actually felt like I was doing something. I didn't feel like I was button mashing. I felt like I was actually timing my attacks, as far as jumping towards them and like actually doing something after the jump. And I assumed I was just going to start button mashing when I played it, because like I said, I don't play a lot of fighters anymore, and alright. And as far as like learning the moves and stuff, of course, I don't know any of them. Why is this guy so hard? Oh, there's one. And it's pretty basic as far as the controls. And once you get on a mad tear, like you start... Ooh, I don't know how I did that. Yeah. But I actually feel like I know what I'm doing. Like, oh, I did that and I meant to, So that's what I like about this game. Especially, like I said, when you go on a mad tear, like it feels so good to actually do like a combo. I haven't done an ultra yet or anything like that, but I've done like a pretty good combo. Like a little bit longer than that one that I just did. And it felt good. It felt like... So this guy is just like not moving anymore. He was. But yeah, I'm thinking about getting the $20 version. I think there's a higher one than that where you can get like the old arcade game with it. I might wait on that and just get the $20, just get all the characters and all that. But don't know what else I could say. Like I said, I don't play a lot of fighters as far as like knowing the jargon or the special lingo about all these moves and everything. I just played it and had a good time. That's all I know. And this would be a great party game to have people over and just play. Get back to those old roots of like playing fighters with everybody and just taking turns, and you know what I mean? So whoa, I don't know what oh, nice. I'll admit, I'm not sure how I did that. I was going crazy on these punches, and then I think I held back a little bit and then went forward with the punch, and then like it just happened. So that was pretty cool. Of course, I'm sure all you guys would kick my butt if we played, but I'll play it a little more later and try and actually learn some combos or something. But the game's fun. And that's really what it comes down to, is like having fun with your games, and it feels so refreshing to like actually have fun with a fighter again. Like it has that classic feel, with just better graphics, and they do look a little different, like the characters and stuff. They're dressed kind of like Jago. I don't know what the heck he's wearing here, but they are dressed a little bit different. But I mean, it's like you kind of throw that out the window. Like, you don't try and compare it to the original so much. It's more like it's a new experience, and it's a fun experience. So I recommend this game. I mean, it's a free game, you know, and then if you spend the extra $20, you get the characters, you get the maps, and all that. So I mean, I say it's worth it for sure. Great experience. So those are the games that I own. I didn't go over Battlefield 4 because you guys know I like Battlefield 4. You guys know what Battlefield 4 is all about. It's the same experience as the PS4, same graphics, same. I mean, it just looks awesome. It plays awesome. And I will say this though, when it comes to the networks, the Xbox One had less problems. I've only been booted from like one match. That was Conquest, because Conquest is just a mess right now. Still, even though it's playable, you can get on Conquest finally, but it still has its issues. But no other network issues, and there were a few on the PS4, so I'm sure those have been worked out since. It's just when I had my experience, my time with the PS4, it was hard to get into matches sometimes on Battlefield 4. Anyways, but of course, I mean, same game. You guys know Battlefield. As far as other games that I've played but I do not own, Rise, Son of Rome was... I got to play a little bit. My uncle owns it. I got some time with it. It's visually great to watch. It's like watching a movie, kind of. I love Gladiator and I love 300. And I feel like it's like a mix of that because of all the slow motion. If you guys have seen 300, there's a lot of slow motion parts, you know, in the combat. And I feel like I'm sort of watching that with Rise. And it's awesome to me, but I can see how it gets repetitive. If I were to play this game, you know, the whole 6 hours, because I think it's a 6-hour game, I'd probably at some point get kind of tired of that constant, you know, X, Y, B, A, just, you know, the prompts of when you're supposed to press those buttons. And, but because I love Gladiator and I love Spartacus and I love Rome in general, it appeals to me. It just visually, and the combat as well. Even if it is repetitive, I still feel attracted to it, you know, just because of how much I love Rome. So if you feel that way and you love Rome, you love Spartacus, you love Gladiator, you probably would really enjoy the game. And if you don't, if you're just kind of like, man, this is not God of War, and you're just kind of like comparing it to other games, and you don't like those movies, and you care less about Rome, and you're nitpicky, you are not going to like this game. Flat out. That's really how I see it. But it's still a good experience. I wouldn't buy the game, but it's an awesome game to try and to kind of see what the Xbox One is capable of graphically. And I think it shows that off the best. Dead Rising 3, I have not played it. I'm going to go ahead and search Crimson Dragon, even though, whoops, I can't really, you know, show you any gameplay of these. Crimson Dragon, I did get to play. My uncle bought it. My uncle is actually the one who introduced me to Panzer Dragoon when I was little, and we both value that game so much. We are very nostalgic about it. I myself, I always think about the music, I think about the gameplay, how hard it was and challenging it was, and I just adored that game so much on the Dreamcast, or not Dreamcast, Sega Saturn. I loved Panzer Dragoon. And so when I heard about Crimson Dragon, I had high hopes for it. I was focused on buying it. And it is a good game to play. Like, it's not the worst game in the world, but the biggest problem with the game is the camera angles. It is way too up close and personal as far as, like, because you start off in this, like, kind of cave level. I mean, of course, it's like, whoops, I had my hands up and I'm doing gestures as I do this commentary. It's like all this fire and stuff coming at you, and the camera is so close, and it makes these turns and wraparounds around your dragon as you're moving. It's just, the camera angles not ruin the game, but they make the game worse than what it could have been. That's my biggest complaint with the game. The music is awesome. The gameplay itself, as far as controlling the dragon, is pretty close to how I remember it. It's just those camera angles, man. They just kind of like, they just mess up the game, and I wish they wouldn't have did that. I wish it was more open, more Star Fox-ish, like how Panzer Dragoon was. It was more of an open more open levels, and you were able to just kind of maneuver, left, right, up and down. It was more so about that. Not all this, 180 turn, 360 turn. I mean, that's how it kind of feels. It's like the camera is just constantly like wrapping around. And also, this was a big complaint at, all the reviews that I read. They were saying that, when it comes to the bosses, you have like a time limit. And we did experience that playing this game immediately. Like the first, boss. It wasn't a huge boss, but it was like the first one, and it was like 2 minutes on the bottom right corner, and I'm like, really, 2 minutes to beat this guy? We beat him easily, but I can imagine as the game progresses, it's going to get harder, and the bosses are going to get harder. So that would suck, having to beat him in 2 minutes, and then you just would fail, and if you didn't do it. So I could see that really bringing this game down. As far as the reviews go, I understand why it got bad reviews now. After playing it, I see why it did. This was like so much potential that kind of got wasted, is how I kind of see it. So disappointing, but it's not the worst game in the world. I have played way worse games than this. If you got the money to just kind of blow and just kind of, play whatever you want, and you got money, hey, get it. It's something to experience for yourself. You might end up enjoying it a lot. So that's all I really got to say about Crimson Dragon. As far as any other games, like I said, I don't own them. I don't own Dead Rising 3. I don't have Madden. I don't have 2K or Need for Speed. So that's all I can really say about the games, guys. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and I hope you kind of opened your mind to the Xbox One, just in case you were curious about all this stuff. One more thing, as I was doing this project, this First Impressions, I asked everybody on my Twitter if they had any questions for me regarding the Xbox One, and I would include them in this video. Dan the Man actually asked me a question. Thanks, Dan. You asked, how well does the Kinect work at the bottom of the TV when it comes to actual motion? My Kinect is actually below my TV, so it's cool that you asked me this question. It's about, I'd say, 2 feet below it, maybe more. Since my TV is mounted to the wall, and I have the Kinect on a TV stand kind of thing under it. And if you look back to my video that I put up prior about the Upload Studio test, you can see me in there. That's how wide the Kinect is viewing me. You can pretty much see my whole living room, well, at least this side of the living room. So as far as it working with actual motion, I guess what you mean by that is like the gestures and getting my whole body into the picture and all that. It's very well. I mean, you can see in that video, it gets the whole room. When it came to like the fitness stuff, because I actually worked out with this thing yesterday, it was funny because I was sitting down when I was kind of looking through the library and everything, and then I tested one. I just wanted to see how it looked. It was a 10-minute workout, and it wouldn't start. And I was like, how come it's not starting? And then as soon as I stood up, it started. So that was pretty cool. It's like it really knows where I'm at and what's going on. It's like, hey, you're on the couch, you bum, get up, like stand up. And actually, it started when I stood up. So that was pretty cool. And I mean, it just goes to show that this Kinect is just so much more improved than the first one. The first one, if I had been sitting on the couch, it would have just started and it would have tried to guess where I'm at. That's really what would have happened. This one, it's like, you can't fool it. It knows where you're at. And then there's times where I'll walk out of the room. Like earlier this happened. I walked out of the room to go get my headset so I could record this commentary. I came back and then it said, hello, Ericuts for the win. Like it just immediately recognized me. So I'd say it works very well under the TV. I'm sure it works the same above it. As long as it's, seeing your room, you should be good. So thanks again for the question. Thanks for listening and watching this, you guys. I'll talk to you all later. Peace out. See ya.